Hey, John. My name is Alec, and I'm going to be walking you through this session today. Before we begin, I have some information for you, and I'm going to read it to make sure that I cover everything. You probably already have a good idea of why we asked you here, but let me go over it again briefly. We're asking people to try using a website that we're working on so we can see whether it works as intended or not. The session should take about 20 minutes. The first thing I want to make clear right away is that we're testing the site, not you. You can't do anything wrong here. In fact, this is probably the one place today where you don't have to worry about making mistakes. As you use the site, I'm going to ask you as much as possible to try to think out loud, to say what you're looking at, what you're trying to do, and what you're thinking. This will be a big help to us. Also, please don't worry that you're going to hurt our feelings. We're doing this to improve the site, so we need to hear your honest reactions. If you have any questions as we go along, just ask them. I may not be able to answer right away since we're interested in how people do when they don't have someone sitting next to them to help. But if you still have any questions when we're done, I'll try to answer them then. And if you need to take a break at any point, just let me know. As you may have noticed, we have a microphone out. With your permission, we're going to record what happens on the screen and our conversation. The recording will only be used to help us figure out how to improve the site, and it won't be seen by anyone except the people working on this project. And it helps me because I don't have to take as many notes. If you would, I'm going to ask you to sign a simple permission form for us. It just says that we have your permission to record you and that the recording will only be seen by people working on the project. So here's the permission form. All right, thank you very much. Do you have any questions so far?
I don't think so.
All right, before we look at the site, I'd like to ask you just a few quick questions. First, what's your occupation?
Student.
All right. Student. And, alrighty. Now, roughly how many hours a week altogether, just a ballpark estimate, would you say you spend using the internet, including web browsing and email, at work and at home?
20.
All right, 20 hours. And what's the rough split between email and browsing, would you say? A rough percentage?
Probably 10% email.
10% email? All right. And what kind of sites are you looking at when you browse the web?
Mostly entertainment, news.
All right.
Do
you have any
favorite websites?
Yeah, favorite websites. Do you have any favorite websites?
Reddit. Facepunch.
Facepunch, Reddit, all right.
Facepunch Studios. Yeah.
Facepunch Studio. Okay, and all right, we're done with the questions, and we can start looking at things. So I'm just gonna bring up. Just gonna bring up the site real quick. I thought I had it. Okay, so here's the site. So first I'm going to ask you to look at this page and tell me what you make of it. What strikes you about it, whose site you think it's for, what you can do here. So just look around and do a little narrative. And you can scroll if you want to, but don't click on anything yet.
It looks pretty simple and clean. I can tell it's made by Alec Ray. The title is Embry Box Mods. There's 5 navigation links. This is the home page. It says right there. There's these pictures which keep changing, which says the same thing. I'm guessing that's box mods.
All right.
That's what the title is.
All right. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask you to try doing some specific tasks. I'm going to read each one aloud and give you an instruction. So I'm going to also ask you to do these tasks without using the search, and we'll learn a lot more about how the site works that way. And again, as much as possible, it will help us if you can try to think out loud as you go along. So the first question is, how much is a box mod?
Well, I'll probably just click on the store page, and it's $200.
All right. There you go. So for our next question, what is a box mod?
Well, I'd probably click about. This looks like it's a little bit more about the company, maybe resources. These look like helpful things, but I don't see anything specifically about what a box mod is.
Alright, I'm going to move on to the next question. How many colors of box mods are there?
I think I saw that back here. There's 3.
Alright. And then our next question. What is a box mod made of?
Well, I'd go back to the specifications on the star.
Alright.
And it's aluminum.
Alright. And then back to home. And for our final question, can I find out more about vaping from here?
Back on the resources page, all that stuff looked like good information.
Alright. Thank you very much. That was very helpful. And I think that concludes our testing. So, yeah, thank you very much.